All right, first, Larry, going back to high school, playing quarterback in Duncanville High School. Just kind of talk about your high school playing days, playing quarterback, and then I know you were injured your senior year. So just kind of talk about your high school career.
Well, I first got on varsity my sophomore year in high school, and I started out really good, and I didn't actually start until my junior year. And then I was pretty good my junior year when we went 3-7. In my senior year, into the second game, as you already know, I got hurt. And some of my scouts that were scouting me, like Texas Tech and Vanderbilt and stuff, they wanted to recruit me for quarterback. But when I got hurt, they all dropped it because I had dropped it. Because I wasn't supposed to come back to football. So that's when Coach Tesch came and he gave me a chance to come up here and show him what I got. First year here, freshman year, I played a little quarterback. It was nice. I had to learn the offense real good, and I knew I was going to be behind, at least 2 years behind Lance. So he asked me to make the switch my sophomore year, actually. But I kept playing quarterback my sophomore year, and then I came the next year, and that's when I actually switched during the spring.
So I know you redshirt a year, and then you're finally playing as a freshman. Took a few reps here and there at quarterback, and then injuries started to happen for the BSU secondary, and you're kind of thrusted into this position. How much time do you think you were ready to play Division II defensive back as a freshman already?
When I started out, I didn't think I was ready, but Coach Pike and Coach Yana really pushed me to understand that I have a great ability and quick feet, and I can play the position. And also with help from Dusty Slews and Brody Chef, they also helped me with the position. And Chuck on the other side, he taught me some things, how to just have a corner perspective in things. That's about it, really. And when I switched over, Coach Yana told me I was going to be a good cornerback, and I just listened and tried to improve.
How is it kind of moving to that defensive side of, you play quarterback pretty much all your life, and your goal is not to throw to those guys that you became. So did you take away from knowing the quarterback position and trying to, knowing what it takes to throw the ball on the other side, did you use some of those cues and things that you used as a quarterback?
Yeah, my coach, Coach Pike, he used to be a quarterback too, and he told me to use some of that stuff because I've been playing quarterback quite a while. So I used some of it, and it's a way different perspective on defense. You're more aggressive. You end every play. You got to be smart at the same time too. So that transferred over. You got to be smart being a QB too. So when I'm back there and I'm covering the receiver, I understand where a quarterback got to put the ball. I understand where he's trying to get, what coverage he's looking at and stuff. So Coach Pike really helped me out with that and told me to use my quarterback skills on the defensive side too.
So you got some playing time as a freshman, and then now you're a sophomore and you're inserted as a starter. What was your preparation this last spring and summer, kind of knowing that you could have been on top of that 2 deep for this year?
Just getting ready physically and mentally, getting to know the defense. The playbook is just as big on defense as it is on offense, and I didn't really know that until I switched over. I thought just quarterback was just everything in one series, and when I moved over to defense, it's exactly the same thing. They got to go through the same preparation we do, study different offenses and stuff. So I just tried to get my footwork down, and when that was mentally, I was mentally ready for just going out there and doing it. I just try to look at different offenses and know I'm going to have to be ready on game day.
Let's go back to high school, growing up in Texas, playing Texas football, playing Texas high school football. I've been in Minnesota all my life. Is Texas football just like it is portrayed in movies and stuff like that?
Yeah, in a sense. Everything's bigger, you got a lot of athletes. Texas is a big state. So we got a variety of like athletes, fast people, and Minnesota is a big state too. But I think down south is it's not more challenging, but it's just more athletes, and you got to push for a position. You just don't have some athletes and some just not just trying to learn the plays and stuff. I mean, it's a lot of athletes in Texas. That's probably all I can say.
Like I said, I'm from Minnesota. Most of my knowledge comes from books, movies, including Friday Night Lights.
Mm-hmm.
I know your senior year, first game you played Permian High School, the high school based off the Friday Night Lights book. Is there still a mystique with that high school, or is it just another game for you guys?
We went into it nervous because of the movie and everything, Friday Night Lights. But once we played them, it was like playing another high school team. They pretty good now. The reputation of them is getting to the ball and running a high-power offense. And they was actually that. They got to the ball. They ran a high-power offense. We lost by 6. But I can say they stand up to their standards a lot.
I know you weren't playing by the end of your senior season. But I noticed that the final game was played at the old Texas Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would have meant more for you as a player being on the field, but I imagine you traveled to team and stuff. Had you been there before, and what kind of experience was that?
That was actually our first time going to the first round of the playoffs in like 3 or 4 years. So that was my first time being at the Texas Stadium and actually getting on the field, being on the sideline and stuff. It was a nice experience. And we was losing. Well, we was winning the first half. The second half, we started losing. I just try to pick my team up, be a vocal leader, and let them know everything gonna be all right. And we just gonna move forward from it.
With how much history that stadium has, that was kind of the last year of football for that stadium. Did you take it in a little bit more, kind of probably knowing that the Dallas Stadium was building up, and did you take it in a little bit, knowing that this could be one of the last few football games played at the stadium?
Yeah, I took it in a lot. Actually, I kept one of the banners they gave us there that they made for us, and I just keep it in my room every day. And I just remember that time. That was a good memory for me to just look back on and just know I have family that I played there with and stuff. So I still talk to the boys I used to play with there too.
So from Dallas, obviously your senior year is cut short. Coach Tesch from Minnesota is talking to you. You're interested. What guided your decision from going to Dallas, Texas, to pretty much the Lone Star State to the North Star State, heading to Bemidji, or not only to Minnesota but to northern Minnesota and Bemidji?
Well, as I was thinking about it, Coach Tesch really gave me a great opportunity to come here. He was going to put me on scholarship, give me an opportunity to play quarterback. Or he told me actually I might switch to DB, so I knew when I came here I can go both ways, but I just wanted to try it out. And when I came up here on a recruiting visit, met all these nice guys. I met Brody, Spidey, Booby Miles, and Alonzo Melton. I just met a whole bunch of friends, and I felt like it was a family. So I just chose my way up here and just came up here, even though it was negative 30 degrees.
Yeah, I guess that was my next question. Is you obviously experienced your first winter. I know you can never be prepared for it. I've never prepared for it. But what was kind of your first November, December experiences?
Well, I know the day before it was like around like 40-something degrees, and the next morning I woke up, it was snow all on the ground. And I was just surprised. I was like, is it actually this much snow on the ground? And I had to pack up on my jackets, my sweaters, and get some boots. I had to buy new boots and everything. So it was a crazy experience. I know now how to be prepared for it, though.
One more question just about the transition from quarterback to defensive back. I know you were a little hesitant when the coaches were talking about it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you've been playing quarterback for so long. Making that switch is hard to do. Was there a defining moment for you that sticks out, maybe in practice or something, that you made a play and realized, I get it, I can do this?
Yeah, it was actually one of the second days I was at DB. I was really hesitant about just taking all of it to DB and leaving quarterback alone. But I was talking to my dad, and he said it might be a a good choice for me because I'm athletic and I can run fast, and that's what basically DBs are. They're athletic and they run fast. So during the second practice, I cut on the ball and I intercepted it, and that's when I realized, I can really play this position. So I should start, just trying to forget about QB a little bit.
Speaking of interceptions, you had your first career interception last weekend. I know it was talking to Coach Mayberry, something that you've been waiting for, kind of licking your chops. Sounds like you finally got it. First, talk about that, and then maybe discuss what happened afterwards.
Well, well, it was the first interception. I just cut in front of a 5-yard out route. I kind of knew it was coming, and after the play, I was just so excited and hyped. I just had to do something crazy, so I just did it, and Coach Tesch got him a butt about it. But yeah, I've been waiting for that interception a long time, just to break the ice and show people what I can do. And really, it wasn't just me; it was the whole defense. That just us studying together and preparing for that 5-yard out. We just been talking about it, and finally I got the chance to be on it, and I'm just glad I had the whole defense with me. And Coach Tesch gave me another chance to go out there after something crazy I did. So
I guess I do have one more question. Playing quarterback for so long, I can't imagine you did a lot of tackling practice in high school. So not only with the mental and physical demands that making the switch has, we also have to relearn how to tackle. What was that process like?
Well, every day in practice we go through tackling drills and stuff, and I just had to basically be physical, where I was kind of lenient about just going and making a tackle instead of thinking about it and trying to see where I'm going to tackle them and stuff. Now I just go in and make the play. I think it's just all about being physical, really, and that's what my dad told me, so I just follow by that, and I've been making pretty good tackles.
You mentioned your dad a lot. Coach Tesch talked a lot about your mom. Sounds like you have some pretty good family support. Just kind of talk a little about that, and have they been able to get up or be anywhere to see a game yet?
Yeah, they've been up here the last 2 homecomings, my freshman year and my redshirt freshman year and my freshman year. They came up, we ate and stuff, and they saw the games and stuff. So yeah, I got a good family, good support behind me, and that's what keeps me driving. They tell me, just keep your head in the books, keep everything, on the level to where you can focus, but still play football and still focus on your books too. So I just try to do what's right and just stay focused.
Here with Coach Tesch, talking about Larry Miller today. Coach, you recruited Larry from Duncanville High School in Texas. Basically just tell us the story about recruiting Larry Miller.
Well, we wanted to try and expand our recruiting areas a little bit. We had some friends on the staff at Texas A&M, guy I lived with in college, and just talked about the schools in Texas, the bigger schools like in Eden Prairie, that type of thing. He said there's so many of them left over that they're looking and willing to go anywhere. So we thought with flights from Dallas to Minneapolis, we could get kids back and forth. So away we go. And on my friend's recommendations, there were about a dozen schools that we went to. We got into Larry's school, which is Duncanville, one of the really big ones, premier football down there. And he was a quarterback that broke his foot, I want to say, in game 2 or 3. And this kind of felt like that was the kind of niche we may have to do the first year. If that kid was healthy, he was going to get a lot more attention than he was getting at that time because he broke his foot. So everybody said he's an athlete. He may not be your typical throwing quarterback in college. He may have to play another spot. And we recruited him that way, that if quarterback doesn't work out, let's play a different spot. And that's kind of the history how it all started.
To your knowledge, did he play anything other than quarterback in high school?
He played maybe a little receiver in the early years, but it was pretty much quarterback. When we moved into defense, he hadn't played there since middle school, I don't think.
So he comes in, red shirts, quarterback, taking snaps mostly his first year. Is that how it went?
Yep. And, as things evolved, we saw a heck of an athlete here, a real competitive kid. We talked about Lance being on the field. You know, you can battle for that, or we have a need in the secondary, and why don't you go over there? And at first, it'd be fair to say he wasn't really thrilled with it. You know, your quarterback, you like to play that spot. And then he decided that he was willing to give it a try. And I thought he had a nice spring. He saw the advantages of it, and now I think he's in. He's everything we could have hoped for there. He's playing aggressively on the run. He's making plays coverage-wise, and it just turned out to be a good move.
So he sort of got thrusted into the position last year with some injuries, kind of put him on the field early. I know you guys wanted him to try it out and move him over, but did you expect him to put that much time in last year and then obviously become a starter this year?
You know, last year it was by injuries and being short of guys, and then he wanted to get moved back to quarterback, and then we just saw a lot of potential there when he did get a chance to participate in practice. And just like I say, after working things through, we honestly had to convince him to go over there, and he did it. Very proud of putting the team first, and as you see now, it's been a good move for us and for Larry.
You talk about his athletic ability, but what else separates him from just a normal player that gives him the opportunity to play that, make the switch and play that defensive position?
Very competitive, handles adversity well, which a D-back has to have. You know, if you get burnt, you have to forget about it, move on. Larry's that type of kid. He adjusts well to adversity, obviously being all the way from Dallas, Texas up here. He's fit in well. He's one of the more popular guys on the team. I just think he handles adversity well. He fits in well. He's very, very dedicated. He wants to be the best D-back out there now, and that's the kind of kid we hope we were getting when we recruited him.
He had his first career interception last week against Upper Iowa. From what I hear, he kind of tripped over himself on the return. Looks like he had an open field. Came up a little upset. Is that just kind of his competitive nature to finally get his pick, but he wanted more?
Yeah, I think so. The guys were teasing him about the old turf monster. The line caught him and tripped him a little bit, if I remember right. But it's exciting. You know, that's a thrill too. You want to get your first interception, but you want to return it for a touchdown to the house too. And I think that's kind of all that took place there.